There's a phrase in James that exposes why so many prayers never land. It says, ask in faith, nothing wavering. That sounds simple until you realize most people don't fail at asking. They fail at not wavering afterward. Let's define it plainly. Wavering is not a random thought. A thought can knock on your mind all day long. Wavering is when you change your stance. You asked, you believed, then you switch sides, back into maybe what if I guess it didn't work, I don't know anymore, and you start rehearsing the opposite outcome. James goes further and calls that person double-minded and unstable. That word unstable is important. A lot of people think their problem is power or timing or the devil. But James puts the problem right here, instability. Not because God is unreliable, because the person keeps moving the target. So what does nothing wavering look like in real life? It means one decision, one direction, one confession. Not one emotion, not one perfect day, but one direction. Here's the pattern most people live in. They pray and feel strong for 15 minutes. Then they check the situation, and the situation talks back. Then they start negotiating. Maybe God will, maybe he won't, maybe it's not his will, maybe it's not for me. That negotiation is the beginning of wavering. Faith doesn't grow in negotiation. Faith grows in settlement. So how do you stop wavering? 1. Settle the decision before you need the feeling. Wavering usually happens because the decision was never locked. The person wanted an answer, but they didn't commit to a stance. They kept an escape hatch. If I don't see it fast, I'll change what I said. Nothing wavering means you pray, you believe you receive, and that becomes your position, whether you feel it or not. 2. Stop re-asking out of panic. There's a difference between persistence and panic. Persistence is, I'm standing. Panic is, maybe it didn't work. Let me restart. When you restart, you're confessing you didn't receive. You're training your heart to distrust what you just did. So instead of re-asking, you reaffirm. I asked. I believed. I received. I'm thanking God now. 3. Guard your mouth like it's a steering wheel. Jesus ties faith to speaking. Mark 11 is clear about saying and not doubting in the heart. Your mouth is not just talk. It's direction. And wavering shows up first in words. It's probably not happening. I don't think it's working. I always get disappointed. Those are not being honest. That's switching sides. Honesty is, the symptoms are there, but my stance is set. God's word is true. I'm not moving. 4. Keep acting in the same direction. One of the fastest ways to kill wavering is to keep your actions consistent with your faith. If you believe God is providing, you keep sowing, working, planning, preparing. If you believe healing is yours, you keep aligning your habits with health and refusing despair. Actions don't earn the answer. Actions prove you're not double-minded. 5. Learn the difference between pressure and position. Pressure is what you feel. Position is what you decided. Pressure says, look at the time. Position says, I'm holding fast. Pressure says, look at the numbers. Position says, God supplies. Pressure says, look at the report. Position says, I don't switch sides. Romans says Abraham didn't waver in unbelief. He stayed steady. That doesn't mean he never had pressure. It means he didn't let pressure become his position. So here's a simple way to practice nothing wavering starting today. 3 locks. Decision lock. It's settled. I asked. I received. Mouth lock. I will not speak the opposite. Action lock. I keep moving in the same direction. And if you want a short confession to end with, say it like this. I ask in faith. I do not waver. I am single-minded. I hold fast to what I've confessed. My heart is set. My mouth agrees. My actions line up. I don't switch sides. I thank God. The answer is working. That's nothing wavering. Not hype. Not pretending. Stability. One stance until manifestation.